Samsung Galaxy Unpacked. We have foldables. We have watches. We have earbuds and everything in between. And the thing that I wanted to focus on was the foldables. So this is the third iteration of the foldables. I have mine right here, at least one of them. This is about all I can show under my agreement. That is the Galaxy Z Fold 3. That's the larger version. And then I didn't bring the other one, which is the Flip. Third generation. And what I'm seeing here is a continual iteration year after year to make this market happen. And what Samsung did characteristically was very similar to what they did in their latest iteration. Is they made them more durable, they made them faster, didn't make them lighter or thinner this time, but that's okay because they radically did this before. They improved the display and they lowered the price. In fact, I did a price comparison on a bundle, and you can get the Z Fold 3, which is the big one, which is the one with the the monster display on it, for about $100 more than buying a high-end iPhone Pro. So iPhone 12 Pro Max. So we're really honing in on something big. And if you want to look at the Fold and look at the classic iPhone 12, you can actually get that bundle with earbuds for $100 less than you can get an iPhone 12. So I feel like this is where the curve starts to go up dramatically, and very similar to kind of the curve that we saw on when large form factor phones came out. We used to call them phablets, right? Where volumes were super low, in the millions, and then you saw this just hockey stick curve up and to the right. So I wouldn't be surprised if Samsung increases volumes by 5x, particularly on the Flip at that price point. And then it'll be interesting to see, Apple before phablet says we're sticking to our guns. If you want a large form factor device, we have a 7-inch iPad for you, and now we have 7-inch, 6.7-inch devices. And the only other comment that I want to make on their announcement is watch. So Apple Watch is, let me just say it is the gold standard of watches right now. And I don't mean, all watches, but basically smart watches. And the reason is Apple put so much performance in there and so much storage and memory that it could actually run applications. Samsung initially took a divergent view, and so did Google, where it was primarily really just for notifications. Okay. But what happened is I think people expect to actually have applications on their watch and not just notifications or some mirror of what's on their smartphone. And Google and Samsung got together on this Watch 4 and created an operating system that is a lot beefier. The specifications and the chips are a lot beefier. It uses N5 process from TSMC. Notice I did not say 5 nanometer because it's not 5 nanometer. It's TSMC N5 process. And we're going to see. We're going to get it on. And I have the new watch at home, and I'm going to give it a test. But this could be the beginning of some real competition for Apple Watch.
Well, as I said, we must unpack that I did. Listen, Pat, a number of pretty exciting announcements there. How's the crease? You are actually a power user. I've watched you use his Fold. He's not one of those people that just gets them and is like, hey, everybody, look on my Instagram of me using. I've watched you use this device for some time. How's the crease now? Because that was my big concern. Is the crease holding up pretty well?
Yeah, this is actually the 4th generation of the crease. And what they did is let me make sure be able to see this. What they did is they enclosed it. You used to be able to get debris underneath the screen at this crease, and what they've done is they've sealed it. In fact, they've sealed it so well that it's IP68. That means it's water resistant. Okay, and what they did is so they basically have a seal between the display, so you can actually get water on this thing, and it's supposed to be okay. And they also came up with a new screen from Corning called Gorilla Glass Victus, which, in terms of sub brands, kind of give me a break, but it is the best that you can get. The final thing that I didn't point out that I should have was that they added pen support. So what they did is they work with Wacom and with a special pen, right, that's made for this device. You can use it and have the same functionality as you would with a Note. And I think as it relates to any Note user or anybody who gets into pen, or even a frontline worker, let's put a case on this thing with a frontline worker with a pen doing, check boxes and signatures and stuff like that. I think it increases the market size extensively.
So I asked that's when you ask an analyst a question that was just, hey, how was the crease? That's what you get. That's the answer you're going to get. It's great. 60 seconds. I just want to bring one thing to the attention that you didn't really talk about because you covered it really, really well. But as a sidebar, last week we talked a lot about the whole Google and putting their own chips in the Android phone and potentially partnering with Samsung and Exynos. Well, a week later, the company hasn't changed their direction there necessarily, but Qualcomm, Android, and Samsung came out with a joint release that the three companies are going to work deeply around the new Z Fold 3 and Z Flip 3, which are the foldables based on the flagship Snapdragon 888. So if you kind of wonder what is going to power this next generation of foldables, it is going to be Qualcomm, and then Google is going to be working closely to create these very immersive experiences to be able to use this foldable surface. Anyone that's used, whether it's the Microsoft, the Duos, or has used the Fold, realize it's not the same as a normal Android device. There's a lot of work, a lot of development that went into it. These three companies are partnering together very closely. That's creating a lot of benefit for all of the users, and using these leading edge, best of class technologies and working together is what's going to make foldable a thing. And by the way, I do believe we're getting close. 2 years ago, I wasn't buying it. I see the value. I see thy light. Pat, thanks for unpacking that one.